Hey, welcome. Today we are diving deep into the mind of one of history's absolute giants, Thomas Aquinas. We're going to explore his incredible vision of God, the human soul, and, well, the entire universe. It's like finding an ancient map for a world that can feel pretty chaotic.
But let's start right here in the modern world with a question that really gets to the heart of who we think we are. Are you, when you get right down to it, just a pack of neurons, just a really, really complex biological machine?
I mean, that's the pretty stark view from Francis Crick, the guy who co-discovered DNA. And it's a powerful idea today, right? The idea that everything about you, your hopes, your dreams, your love for pizza, can all be reduced to pure matter. Well, Aquinas offers a radically different answer. Okay, let's get into it. To even start to understand Aquinas' view of you, we first have to understand his view of, well, everything. What are the fundamental building blocks of reality itself? So for Aquinas, who is building on Aristotle's work, any physical thing is a combo of two principles. And there's a big word for it, hylomorphism. All you need to know is there's the matter. That's the raw potential, the stuff. And then there's the form, which is the organizing principle that makes that stuff what it actually is. Think about it like this. It makes it super simple. A block of marble. That's pure potentiality. It could be anything. A floor tile, a countertop, whatever. But when a sculptor imposes a form on it, the idea of the statue, it gains actuality. It's not just a block of marble anymore, it is a statue. This matter-form duo, he says, applies to absolutely every physical object. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Aquinas takes this exact same logic and applies it to living things. He asks a profound question. What is the form of a living body? And his answer is the soul. But hang on, forget the image of a ghost floating around in your body. For Aquinas, the soul, or anima, isn't some separate thing piloting your body around like a robot. No, it is the form of the body. It's the very principle of life that makes all the matter of your body a single, unified, living human being in the first place. And this leads to this really cool hierarchy. So at the bottom, plants have a basic vegetative soul. It just handles growth and nutrition. Then you go a step up to animals. They have a sensitive soul, which adds movement and sensation. But then there are humans. We have a rational soul, which has all those lower functions but adds something totally new to the mix, abstract intellect and free will. And right about now, your modern brain is probably screaming a very good question. Hold on. An organizing principle that contains all our biological information, isn't that just a fancy 13th century way of talking about DNA? Aquinas would say no, and this distinction is absolutely crucial. See, DNA is a material molecule. It's part of the matter, a seriously incredible instrument the body uses, for sure. But the soul is the bigger, metaphysical principle. DNA explains how you inherit your mom's eye color, but it doesn't explain how you can think about the concept of justice, or understand a math equation, or choose to do the right thing when it's hard. Those immaterial actions point to an immaterial principle, the rational soul. So what you have here is this unique combination of a material body and a spiritual, rational soul. And for Aquinas, this gives human beings a very, very special place in the cosmos. We're not just another creature on the list. He uses this beautiful image, the human person is a horizon, the exact meeting point of two worlds. We are a microcosm of all of creation. I mean, think about it. Like plants, we grow. Like animals, we feel and move. But like the angels, the pure spirits in his worldview, we can think and choose freely. We are literally the bridge between the purely physical world and the purely spiritual world. But let's be really clear. This isn't just some neat, old idea we dust off from a history book. This Thomistic view is in a very active and frankly fascinating conversation with modern science today. I mean, just think about some of the questions. How does a gradual evolutionary story of humanity fit with the idea of a rational soul? What do we do with brain scans that seem to connect our deepest thoughts to specific neural activity? And what about AI? Could we ever build something with a real intellect? These are huge, serious questions that people are wrestling with right now. Now, all of this leads us to what Aquinas is most famous for, his 5 ways, his arguments for the existence of God. But before we even touch them, we have to clear up the single biggest misunderstanding that is out there about them.
I bet you've heard it explained like this. It's like a line of dominoes, right? Something had to push the first domino to get everything started, and that first pusher, that's God. It's simple. And it is completely 100% wrong. That is not what Aquinas was arguing at all.
Okay, so here's the crucial difference. Aquinas isn't interested in a chain of causes going back in time, like dominoes falling one after another. He's interested in a chain of causes that exists right here, right now. The better way to think about it is like a set of interlocking gears. For the last gear to be turning, the gear connected to it has to be turning at this exact moment, and the one before that, and so on. He's not asking what started the universe way back when. He's asking what is holding the universe in existence right now.
So with that in mind, when we look at his first argument, the one from motion or change, he's saying that for any change to be happening right now, like me speaking into this microphone, there has to be a whole stack of simultaneous causes holding that change in being. And that chain of here and now causes can't just go on forever. It has to end in something that's causing all the change without being changed itself, a source of pure actuality. And that he calls the unmoved mover.
So when you put all these pieces together, the matter and form, the soul as the form of the body, the nature of God as the here and now cause of existence, you don't just get a bunch of random ideas, you get a complete, coherent, and deeply ordered vision of all of reality.
And this is the grand synthesis. In this vision, reality isn't just random chaos, it's an intelligible, understandable order. The human person isn't just a clever animal. We have a singular dignity as this bridge between matter and spirit. And God isn't just a really big, powerful being at the top of the pyramid. God is the very act of existing itself, the source from which everything else gets its being.
But for Aquinas, you have to remember this whole massive intellectual project. It was never just an academic game. He said that the ultimate point of all this thinking, all this philosophy and theology, isn't to make us feel smart or puff up our egos. The goal is to lead the soul to a state of awe, of reverence, of worship. Which kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on. In a world that often feels fragmented, chaotic, and meaningless, a world that tells us we're just a pack of neurons, can an ancient, integrated map of reality like this one still have something to show us about the way forward? It's something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.